Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel At Home with Shell. So today I'm going to be tackling the kitchen cupboards, giving them a really good clean, just going through organising it. I've got some new storage solutions, a few new bits that I need to put away, and yeah, just want to have a bit of a sort out again, just see what we use, and then have nicely organised cupboards by the end of it, hopefully. So I did do this probably nearly 2 years ago now that I did it, and most of the cupboards aren't too bad, so that tells me that the storage solutions I have in place are working, but there are a couple of areas that aren't working that well. So yeah, I'm just going to give literally take everything out, sort out what I want to keep, organise it again, give all the cupboards a really good clean, and then hopefully by the end I have a very organised kitchen space. I am actually hopefully doing a little bit of a makeover in the kitchen soon, so we need a new tap because that's broken, thinking of getting a new sink, and then just going to paint and get new blinds and that kind of thing. But before I do that, I wanted to make sure all the kitchen cupboards are done, so this is kind of my motivation to make sure that I get it all done. So hopefully you enjoy this video. It gives you some inspiration to maybe how to organise your kitchen cupboards, how to store things in them, or just get on and kind of give them a bit of a clean as well. So if you do like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you are new, then I would love for you to subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. So to start off with, I'll show you what the cupboards currently look like. So I'll show you what the cupboards look like at the minute. So we have this one above the oven, which has just got kind of additional chopping boards in, cake tins, jugs, just stuff like that really. And then we've got this one next to it, which is kind of a longer cupboard, which has got our pasta and rices in. It's not too bad, but it could do with a little bit more organisation in there. And then under this one, this is just kind of like packets, I suppose, and a couple of spare like storage containers for soup and stuff. And then again, just kind of noodles and packet stuff. And then under the oven this side is where we keep our saucepans. So this has actually stayed pretty organised. I have got some new bowls that I want to put in there, but we have like our bakeware dishes, saucepans, that these are great, they just kind of pile up, but it does get, if you can see down there, it does get quite dirty under here because it's under the oven, so I just need to give a really good clean. Then moving along to here, so this is kind of cake stuff in there, then we put eggs down there, flour and everything's at the back. This one, so you can see from last time I done it, it has stayed pretty organised. I've got these containers here and they've got all the oils and sauces and everything in, and then down here have kind of gravy and then a spare saucepan. Up here is, so this is kind of tea, coffee, cups cupboard, some spreads up there, and then this is the spice cupboard. So it's fairly organised, but I'm not sure if these are still in alphabetical order, so I just need to take all these out and give it a good sort out. Then moving along to this side, this is actually fine. So we've got kind of bowls, plates, Arabella's stuff up there, and then in this one, this is a bit messy, kind of medication, glasses, and then like water bottles and shakers. We've got our drawers here, so cutlery drawer, so probably just needs a bit of a clean in there. This is, it's not too bad, but it is a bit messy, so could do with a bit of a clean. And then this one has got kind of sandwich boxes and stuff in it, and again I've got some new ones, so I'll be putting those in there. Along to here, so we've got bigger plates, pasta bowls, and then down here I've just got some chopping boards and other stuff that I wasn't really sure where to put. Under sink isn't actually too bad under there, I did that not that long ago, but we've got a leaking tap at the minute, so we've got a bowl under there at the minute collecting water whilst we wait for a new tap. And then over in this corner we've got like the slow cooker and everything, and then down here is the kind of tin bit, which again isn't too bad, just needs a bit of a sort out. And then this cupboard is like cereal and snacks, and this just always gets really messy, so definitely, yeah, this, I need to do something with this. If anyone else has any better solutions, because I feel like, especially down here with like crisps, and it just always gets really, really messy. I'm starting with what I call my pantry cupboard, where I keep all of the pastas and rices and everything. Please excuse the sunglasses that I'm wearing because I've just got such bad hay fever at the moment, and wearing the glasses just helps my eyes a little bit. So I emptied out all of the containers and anything else in the cupboard so I could get rid of any kind of spilled food with my mini dustpan and brush, and then cleaned it inside. I also cleaned the inside of the cupboard doors, as it's something that I forget when I'm just doing my normal clean. So I emptied the containers of anything that I don't use, refilled some of the containers, and I did actually find 3 open bags of pasta, so just decanted those into one container. It is so much easier having pasta and rice and everything in containers like this, as these spillages used to drive me insane in the cupboard. It wasn't that bad before, but now it feels so much better. Now onto the cupboard underneath, which is a bit of a miscellaneous cupboard, to be honest. Rice packets, lasagna sheets, and a couple of larger jugs. I use this packet organiser and then a box to keep things nice and organised. Next up is another kind of miscellaneous one that I haven't sorted for absolutely ages. I can barely even reach up here. It houses some bakeware, jugs, small dishes, etc. So I took everything out, had a bit of a reorganisation, and actually also managed to put a couple of casserole dishes from the lower cupboard in here too. So I keep the oven dishes and saucepans under the oven, and this is fairly well organised. It just needed a good clean, as debris sometimes kind of falls from the oven. So this under shelf organiser is great for housing all of your cling film and foil, as it keeps it so neat. It's a Joseph and Joseph one from Amazon, and it's on offer at the minute, so I will link anything that I'm using today in the description box down below. I added all of the baking dishes back in, and then I recently got this set of stacking bowls with lids from IKEA, which are great as you actually get 3 in there with lids and they all kind of stack together. I also got the stackable saucepans last year, and they are so handy as they hardly take up any space. And so far, like I said, I've had them nearly over a year now, and so far so good. They come with 2 detachable handles, a couple of lids and covers. Again, they're on offer at the moment, so we'll link below. And then I put the lids into this expandable kind of lid organiser, which is great for storing lids. So now on to the spice cupboard, which has some level of organisation, and then the kind of tea and coffee cupboard. So again, I emptied the cupboard out and then cleaned it, and I am absolutely loving this method cleaner at the moment. It's saffron and oud, and it smells incredible. I keep all of my spreads and honey and everything in this container, so needed to clean it from spillages. I would recommend using containers for anything like that, as it's much easier to clean any kind of sticky spillages rather than actually trying to clean the cupboard itself. So the cupboards, the cups still look a little bit messy. I did think about buying plain white ones, but it just seems pointless just to throw away perfectly good mugs. So now on to the spice cupboard, and I do have quite a lot of spices because I do a lot of cooking. If you've watched my other videos, so I do probably have more spices than the average kind of person. So again, keeping the spices in containers makes cleaning much easier because spices are always kind of falling out. I do try and keep them in alphabetical order, as it makes it much easier to grab them out, but they were slightly out, so Arabella helped me place them into alphabetical order and then pop them back into the containers. Once they were in order, I placed them back into 3 clean containers which were labelled so I know what to reach for, and then added any kind of larger ones to the side, and it all fitted perfectly. And having them right next to the hob is so handy for when I'm cooking. Next on my list is the baking cupboard, which houses kind of flour, sugar, any baking essentials. Most of it is in these containers, so should be quite easy. I just emptied out the containers, gave them a clean, and then refilled them with what I needed. These containers are great with the handle, as they're so easy to kind of pull things out, and they fit perfectly side by side in the cupboard. And I got these, I think I got these last year from B&M. So again, I keep the flour and sugar in these airtight containers, the same as the ones I keep the pasta in. Much less messier than flour in bags, which goes everywhere every time I get it out. And then I put all of the cookie cutters into one of my cake tins to keep them all together. So I also have these kind of measuring cups that I placed on a sticky hook on the door. I have quite a few of these on cupboard doors, and it's a great way to utilise space. And then I also added my small sieve to the hook. I'm more than halfway through the cupboards and now moving on to the drawers. So starting with the cutlery drawer, which I emptied out and sorted into what I wanted to keep. I somehow had cutlery in there that wasn't even mine. No idea where it even comes from. I do always wonder actually how the cutlery drawer gets crumbs and bits in here when everything goes away clean. It just baffles me. But anyway, giving it a good clean, so I vacuumed it and then wiped it clean. Everything is back in here now and looking much better. Now the second drawer is a miscellaneous kind of dumping ground type drawer that I do need to organise better. So again, I took everything out and had a good sort through. This wooden tray from IKEA is great, and it is the perfect fit for in this drawer. So this drawer is now done. I've managed to get rid of quite a few bits that was just rubbish that had just made its way into here. So here I have all the reusable food bags, a food stand. I've got the saucepan handles in there, chopsticks. Here's kind of like accessories, I suppose. So I've got a grater, the grater box, apple corer, pizza cutter and spiralizer. This is a cutter, and then Arabella's got her little knife set under here. Got the blender, potato masher, grater and the whisk there as well, and now that is so much neater than what it was. So next up is the dreaded kind of Tupperware drawer. Did sort this out a little while ago, but I've decided I've bought loads more of these glass ones. I've got a whole bag of them from IKEA here, so I'm just going to essentially get rid of all the plastic ones and replace it with the glass ones. And I might actually find another home for the tea towels as well. I might actually put the tea towels into the baking cupboard because there was room on the shelf there now. On the bottom of this drawer, I do also have a non-slip mat lining the drawer, which prevents kind of movement, again from IKEA, which you can cut to size. So a lot of this glass stuff I got from IKEA, I already had this. It's super handy because it all fits in here. So you get a big glass dish, and then inside here, there's another glass, smaller one, and then two mini ones for snacks. So I'm just going to try and organise this in the best way I can. I got these adjustable dividers from Amazon, and they are great for separating out things. I put all of the lids in one area, and then I also had room to place the tea towels back in this drawer too. These drawers are so much better now, and I got rid of all of the plastic. This cupboard houses plates and pasta bowls, and at the bottom are kind of travel mugs, stacked chopping boards and a couple of Arabella's plates in there. I got a set of new plates last year, so they all matched, and donated all of the random ones I never actually used. The plates and bowls now all match, and this stand was from IKEA, and it's great for easily stacking things and almost kind of creating another shelf. Last year I also replaced all of the random chopping boards with one wooden one and these stacking ones that just slot into the cupboard, taking up hardly any room. The cupboard with the plates and bowls is pretty organised, so just a quick clean for this one. The next cupboard houses glasses, protein and water bottles, and also a box full of medicines in there. So I used to have quite a lot of kind of random glasses, different shaped ones. None of them fitted in here properly, none of them matches. So again, last year I replaced them all with a set of 6 pint glasses and 6 half-pint glasses, which again from IKEA, which have been so much easier to organise, and then if one does smash, then it's really easy to just replace it and buy another one. I also got rid of quite a lot of bottles, so only keeping the ones that I actually use. Knowing that everything has a home definitely helps me keep a tiny home. So finally, I'm almost there. I've done this over 3 days, and now onto the last 2 cupboards where I keep all of the tins and cereal and snack cupboard. So starting with the cereals, some are decanted into storage boxes I use for the pasta, and others are in boxes, so I sorted these out, and then I emptied, cleaned it all out and added some cereal into more of the containers. And then this under shelf rack actually is so handy for additional storage and just keeping things a little bit more organised. Again, this was from IKEA. I also went through all of the boxes and got rid of old snacks. I actually found some sweets in there from Halloween last year, so it looks much better now. So now I just need to try and stay on top of this snack area, as it does always get quite out of hand. So finally I am now on to the last cupboard, which houses the slow cooker, kind of mini blender, and some additional condiments at the top. I put the condiments on this Lazy Susan that I think I got that from B&M, and then just added the other bits back in. At the bottom of the cupboard I have all of my tins and everything, and this tin storage unit is amazing as keeps your tins nicely organised. You can always find everything and you can just easily see what you have. It just kind of rolls back to the front. Honestly, it's the most amazing storage solution for kind of storing tins ever. So there we have it. Finally, the kitchen cupboards are all done. I feel so much happier now it's all done. They've had a really good sort out. I've cleaned all of them as well. So this is a job that I definitely try and do kind of once a year. And now I feel much, much better about it. I'm going to reward myself by next weekend decorating the kitchen. So hopefully you found this video useful. It gave you some ideas on kind of storage solutions in the kitchen. If you have, give it a like, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Thanks, bye.